Good morning, everyone. This is Lena Kears from Inspired Creations. Today I want to share a technique with you that I found online somewhere. I don't even remember where, and I kind of stored it. And then when I was making Christmas cards, I thought, well, I should try this background. So I read up on the instructions that I had copied and pasted, and it said I needed to use spray starch, just laundry spray starch, and some color crystals. So now Stampin' Up! Used to sell these color crystals here, and then they switched over to their own name brand and sold these, but I think only for a year, and now we don't sell them anymore, but they are such vibrant colors. So I'm going to try it two ways. I'm going to try it with these color crystals, or they call them pigment sprinkles, and then I'm also going to try it with some refill drops. Okay, so, and I have already tried this. So this was my first attempt, and I think I used a bit too much of the purple. So I had used the Prussian blue and the Bermuda Bay and the gorgeous grape. So then I tried it again, and I got this. And I thought, well, that turned quite green, so I probably need to use more blue and not as much Bermuda Bay and less purple. So this was my third attempt, but you see all these pretty lines in there, and I'll show you how you get that. Then yesterday I thought, well, okay, what about those people who didn't buy the color crystals and would like to try this technique? So then I did it using the refill drops, and this is what I got. Now it's not nearly as vibrant, but you can see the lines quite easily, but then you also see these dark spots. So I'm going to try it again. I'm going to use a bit more wetness, more spray starch. Hopefully that we don't get these circles so much, but that it does more blending. So let's get started. So here is my sheet of shimmer paper. Do you see the sparkly things in there? And I think that really adds to this technique. This paper is also a bit more resistant to absorbing the water too quickly, or the wetness, in this case spray starch. So I'm going to try it on the shimmer paper, and then I will try it on the watercolor paper. This one I haven't tried before, so trying something new. So this is how we start. I'll just move this out of the way a bit. I'm going to spray generously, and I'm in my laundry room actually, and I've got my laundry room door open into the garage so that I don't breathe in too much of this stuff. And I'll start with the blue. And then add a little bit of the purple. And then we'll go to the Bermuda Bay. Now I'm going to spray some more spray starch to really get that to move around. And then I'm going to take some saran wrap, and I just rolled it up into a clump. And I'm just going to move this around a bit more. These colors are so beautifully vibrant. I wish we still had these to sell. Of course, if you want some of the white showing through, then just don't do this as much. Okay, but this doesn't account for how we get the lines. So that is another piece of saran wrap, and I'm just going to lay this on here. Whoops. And this is what we're going to do. Just move it around with our fingers, and these are the lines that you see on the paper, on the finished product. So now the problem is this is going to take a while to dry. So I'm going to do the watercolor paper with the same technique. I'll set this aside. And I need another scrappy paper. Okay, so watercolor paper. Spray it with the starch. Okay, some blue. You're going to get dirty fingers from doing this. A little bit of grape, or well, whatever the purple is. It does say gorgeous grape. And this is the Bermuda Bay. Okay, spray it a bit more. And I'm just using the same piece of saran wrap. Now, one thing I'm seeing is this is really curling. And that is very, very dark. Maybe I used a bit too much. Okay. Get another piece of saran wrap here. And just curl it up. And I just want to do that corner a bit more. There we go. Okay, so we'll put this one aside to dry. Let's see. I'm doing this on my washer and dryer so I don't have too much room. Okay, so now we're going to do the technique again. And this time I'm going to use the drops, the refill drops. I can get my shimmer paper. Here we go. Well, I think I need a new scrappy paper too. There we go. All right, so. And this time I'm using Pacific. And maybe I need to move this around before it gets a chance to soak in too much. Okay, then I'll use the Bermuda Bay. And mix that through a bit. And I'll add some of the gorgeous grape. Now, I haven't tried this using just water, or I know when we did the polished stone we used rubbing alcohol. But I think maybe they chose the starch because it's a little bit of a thicker medium. So this is getting pretty vibrant too. We'll have to see what happens when it's dry, because I do think it gets lighter as it dries. Okay, let's leave it like this. And we'll get a piece of saran wrap. Oh, I didn't do that for the other one. Yeah, this is not going to be as dark because you can already see that it's the lightness showing up in there. Okay, so just want to put the saran wrap on this one too. running out of spaces to put this. So the more you scrunch it, the more lines you'll get as this dries. So this is going to take a while to dry. So I was going to do the watercolor yet with the refills. So let's put this one away. And looks like I'm going to have to use this one again. Okay, so you'll spray. Let's turn this over. Of course, I'm just using these particular colors. You could use any colors that you wanted to experiment with. I'm just kind of thinking Christmassy colors. Okay, and we'll do some balmy blue. And I'm going to scrunch that for a minute so it doesn't get those big circles. Okay, so now we need Bermuda Bay. I was going to try and use up this one. It's almost empty. Come on. Well, that's actually a good thing if it's almost empty. It doesn't come out as a big blob. Okay, and now a little bit of gorgeous grape. Okay. Don't want the purple to take over. Make sure I go all the way to the edges to make sure I don't waste too much of this. You can make lots of different pieces on the card using these beautiful papers. Okay, so I think we've tried it all. Look at my hands, aren't they beautiful now? Alrighty, so we're going to turn it off, and then in a while I will continue and I'll edit the video together. That's it for now. Bye-bye. All right, well, it's been about an hour and a half since I started this video, and so I'm going to come back to it and pull off the saran wrap, and we'll see what we've got underneath. So this is the one with watercolor paper and the drops, so the ink refills, and it's very pretty. It's not thoroughly dry yet, but it's dry enough to take the saran wrap off. So let's look at the other ones. Okay, this is the other watercolor one, and it's with the crystals, the color crystals. So let's pull this off. See, the lines are beautiful, and the colors are much more, much darker. They give much more depth. Again, this needs to dry for a while longer, but it doesn't need the saran wrap anymore. And then this is the shimmer paper with the ink refill drops. And again, the lines are beautiful. The shimmer shines through, but it's not the same depth of color, so it depends what you're going for. And then I'll bring over, this one is the Shimmer Paper. I kind of hooked up when I took the last one off there. This is the Shimmer Paper and the crystals. Yeah, I call it crystals. So this is kind of the difference in the depth of color, but they're both beautiful, both very doable. And I'll hold the other two side by side. And there we go with this one. So this is the color crystals. This is using the ink drops. So aren't they beautiful? And you can try all different color combinations to make some really pretty backgrounds. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and learning a new technique. Bye-bye.